When you prepare well, doing everything you're supposed to do, and your efforts lead to success, it strengthens the habits that helped you succeed. If something is working for you, keep doing it. If it's not, change it. How do you know what's working and what's not? If it's not obvious or happening in small steps, write it down. Keeping a journal is helpful anyway, but if you're unsure about your progress, writing it down can show you what's working and what's not. You should write down everything that might be important in your day, what you did, who you met, how you felt, and how it could affect you now and in the future. Writing things down is the best way to keep track of your daily activities, your weekly activities, and to analyze your progress throughout the year. Why? So you can look back on it later. Keeping a written record of your life makes you more responsible. Writing down your action plans helps you see what's working and what's not. Many people just go through their day without writing anything down or tracking their progress. They never really know if they're doing everything they can to reach their goals and fulfill their ambitions. Smart people always try to learn something from each day. They make sure they don't end a day without gaining some useful experience, emotional insight, or a good idea that can help them in the future. To get the most out of a day and learn as much as possible, you need to take time to think about it. And the best way to do that is by writing it down. How can you reflect on a day if you don't write it down? How can you understand a week if you don't look back on it and analyze what happened? You can't learn from your mistakes or celebrate your successes unless you keep a record of them. There's something special about writing down a problem. It's like as soon as you start writing, you begin to find solutions. Maybe the magic is that writing it down helps you see things clearly. You can be more objective and understand your role in the situation. You start to think about it and figure things out. When you write something down, it puts some space between you and the problem. This space gives room for solutions to come to mind. Writing helps you understand what's really going on. If we only think about events in our minds, our imagination might twist things and make them seem different from how they really are. But when we write things down, we can be more factual, accurate, and logical. Reading what we've written helps us see things in a new way. Once we see things as they really are, not just how we imagine them, we can figure out how to make them better. It's about being responsible and seeing things clearly so we know what steps to take to improve. Now, let's talk about the importance of knowing yourself well enough to be your own biggest supporter. Remember those times when you thought you were doing everything right but it didn't work out, or when you worked really hard but didn't see results? In those times, you have to encourage yourself. There are two ways to do this. First, take responsibility if something doesn't go as planned. Learn from the experience. Even if you did everything right but it still didn't work out, be ready for disappointment sometimes. Understand that this setback can help you do better next time. Figure out what changes you can make to improve. Study your mistakes and use them to learn. Don't dwell on the mistakes, just learn from them. Remind yourself that you're smarter than your situation might make you think. Second, remind yourself that you'll improve over time. Don't be too hard on yourself, focus on the next opportunity, not the last one. The last opportunity matters because you need to learn from your mistakes, but the next one is your chance to show that you've learned. You can do better next time, you just need to keep practicing until you get it right. If you know what went wrong last time, you can make it right next time. If you know something in your presentation didn't work, don't do it again. If you realize you didn't close the deal because you didn't have all the facts, make sure you have them next time. Don't feel bad if you make a mistake, congratulate yourself for learning from it. You need to cheer yourself on, pump yourself up, and be your own supporter. Why? Because you can't just wait around hoping someone else will come and make you feel better or tell you that you'll do better next time. You have to believe in yourself and your ability to figure out what works and what doesn't. You need to have faith in yourself and trust that everything you're doing will lead to a positive outcome in the future. Encourage yourself by focusing on the successes you'll achieve. The first way to encourage yourself, take responsibility for mistakes and learn from them. Second, don't be hard on yourself. Focus on your future goals, dreams, and ambitions. Remind yourself that you have a plan and you're taking the right steps. When you miss an opportunity or face setbacks, encourage yourself to get back on track right away. There's an old saying, if you fall off a horse 7 times, you're a true cowboy. If you fall off a horse, climb back on. If you lose track, get back on track. If you stray from your routines, get back to them. If you lose a habit, get back into it. If you fall off, get back on. Whether it's falling off a real horse or straying from your habits or goals, get back on track. It might be tough or scary, but get back on and keep your ambition alive. We all face 2 kinds of pain, the pain of sticking to our routines and the pain of regret. If you don't put in a little effort to stick to your routines, you'll probably end up regretting it later. Being disciplined is easier than dealing with regret. It's easier to have money when you're disciplined than to try to explain why you don't have it. Having a few good habits is better than losing your dignity. Instead of wishing for fewer problems, wish for more skills. Instead of wishing for fewer challenges, wish for more wisdom. Instead of hoping things outside of you will change, focus on developing yourself so you can rely on yourself completely.